Hey guys, welcome to Whitney's Watch List. This week I'm in San Antonio for work, but I wanted to make sure I still did my movie review, so I bought my tripod and my light and everything. But my tripod really just bailed on me, so I had to rig some situation to set up my camera, but we here. By the way, guys, if you're not already following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that now. My link to my Instagram page is below, so you can stay up to date on what's happening in my day-to-day life, where I'm going, what I'm doing, why my reviews are late, etc., etc. All right, so let's talk about Joker. I saw Joker on Thursday night for an early release, and I don't feel like I've ever seen a film like this. I honestly don't. And I will say in advance, y'all, I'm gonna give some spoilers. So if you really don't want to hear any spoilers, maybe watch my review afterwards, but I have a few opinions about some of the things that happened in the film. Okay, so it was written, produced, and directed by Todd Phillips, and it's starring Joaquin Phoenix, Robert De Niro, and Zazie Beetz. Y'all know I don't know how to say her name yet, but y'all know I like her, okay? So what I love about this film is that you're brought into his world immediately. Immediately in the opening first two scenes, you're in it with him. The movie starts with him working because he's a clown for hire, and he's like doing his little jig, doing his thing, and these fucking asshole kids just come and take a sign. You saw it in the trailer. But the thing that I think was so well done about those first two scenes is that you really understood how hard he's chasing for happiness. It's like a metaphor to me. And how life just fucking smacks him in the face just throughout life, just throughout the movie. And I think that was just a really cool way of understanding, okay, this is this guy's life. He has no ups for him. There are no ups. I just felt sad through the whole movie, y'all. I just felt sad. I mean, okay, maybe not the whole movie, but the first half of the movie, I feel like I was just sad. I just felt bad for this guy in his life, and just no one is trying to help him. Thinking about specifically on the scene where he is daydreaming that he's on Murray's show, and he's giving his spiel that how much he loves his show and how much he loves his mom and all this stuff, and he's just happy, and it was, for me, what I got out of that scene is just people just want acceptance. They just want acceptance. I don't that's it. I want to fast forward to where the movie gets interesting, right? We understand that he has a hard life. We understand that pretty much a lot of people just put him down. So when he has this scene of where he has his first few kills, where he kills these three guys on the subway, I think out of all of the mob movies, gangster movies I've seen, I don't feel like I've ever seen murder scenes like this. I was in the theater shook, as if I saw it in real life. Because I think what was interesting is that when you watch murder scenes in mob films, right, usually the focus is on the one doing the killing, right? And then it cuts away to the person with the pool of blood. But the way that these murder scenes are done is they're both in frame, and he's just bop, 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 with no remorse. And it's kind of just shit, oof. But at the same time, you're kind of they wouldn't stop fucking with him. And then it goes to this scene, right, where he's running. First of all, he's running through the entire film, just running. Again, a metaphor, but God, I feel like I was exhausted for him. And so he runs into this bathroom after he kills the first three guys, and he just has a moment, and it's almost just something clicked. And he just kind of does this interpretive dance thing, and there was something oddly so beautiful about it, because you as a viewer are almost happy for him, because he kind of had a moment of confidence. I mean, he killed three people, but he had a moment where he felt like he was in control, and he felt yeah, no one's gonna mess with me. But then it's kind of but also he killed three people. So it was you just don't know how to feel. You just kind of you're rooting for him, but also you're oh, but he's a murderer. Ew. I think it was beautifully shot. I mean, honestly, it was just gorgeous. There's a scene of him on a bus, and it's just him on the back row, and he's on a bridge, and it's kind of like beautiful because the bus is moving, but the camera's zooming. And it's like kind of a trippy effect, but it's also kind of like that's what you're feeling throughout the movie anyway. And it was such a cool scene. Probably one of my favorite scenes in the film. I don't know where this movie was shot. Let me see where it was shot. Oh, it was in my neighborhood. It was filmed in Newark and Jersey City. I'm surprised I didn't recognize. I feel bad. I didn't actually get the Batman references till like the end of the film because you're just so wrapped up in this world that it wasn't till that famous scene happens at the end where you realize Bruce's parents die. You're like, oh, right, that's Batman, got it. So there was a quote that really stuck out to me in the film, and it was when Joaquin Phoenix says, nobody thinks what it's like to be the other guy. And he's talking about why everybody's so concerned about these 3 guys who he killed that were just kind of jerks, right? And nobody's really thinking about, well, what about the guy who killed them? And then he has a good point. Like, nobody thinks of that. All people can focus on are these people who were like wealthy and well-to-do. And he's right. Nobody would care if he died. I mean, people would care, but like the way his life goes is just kind of like people would see it in the paper and be like, nah, you know? And with that, I think this film just does such a good job of pointing out that you need to be mindful of how you treat people. You can't go through life just being an asshole. You know, first of all, the way we found out that he actually was in fact adopted and was in fact raised by a schizophrenic mother contributes a lot to how he became who he is. But I just wonder how much different would he have been if people treated him differently, you know? Because he was adopted. He wasn't genetically tied to his schizophrenic mother. He became a product of his environment because she was fucking crazy. But I wonder if people made the effort to be a little bit more nicer to him, to be a little bit more welcoming. Would he have been this odd guy? And that's just what I would like to offer to you. And what this film is doing is highlighting mental health. By the way, World Mental Health Day is this Thursday, October 10th. So just go through your life and just try to be kind to people, honestly. And I'm preaching to myself too, because sometimes I can catch attitude real quick with people who get on my nerves. So it's not just about giving respect to those with mental health issues or taking them seriously, but it's just, in my opinion, this film, it needs to inspire people to be better, because it's almost as if we help create these murderers, these mass murderers, these people who go out in the streets and just off people at a Walmart. Like, who contributed to that person's upbringing, or who, or like, sure, they might have issues, but like, was anybody kind to them? So that's my 2 cents. I think it was a great film. I think it was beautifully shot. I think Joaquin's acting was amazing, like amazing. So well done. I think you need to go out, stop what you're doing, and watch this movie immediately.
Check out this video, that video, or go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.